Howdy, howdy. Welcome. I just recorded a 14-minute video and then my laptop decided not to record it or save it. And I didn't even press escape or anything. So um, I could let it fuck up my night, but I won't. I will just make another one because how I'm very fortunate that I have a laptop again that can do that. And how silly would it be to let that ruin my night? So hello and welcome back. It is the 14th of February. It is a Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day to whoever needs to hear that, because I know there's a few lonely people that are watching this. Kidding. But yes, I always find Valentine's Day interesting. It used to be one of my favorite days when I was in my early 20s, because when I used to be on Tinder and whatnot, that's when my profile would get the most traffic, because essentially I figured out that a lot of girls want a partner leading up to Valentine's Day. So it was the traffic that you would get on that app was frequent, and it was high, and it was one of the highlights of my fucking Tinder days. But yeah, whoever's listening to this, little tip for ya. Yeah, for certain days of the year. Yeah, I don't know. For Tinder especially, I used to have a lot of luck leading into Valentine's Day. So, today was a good day. A lot of the girls at work not a lot, but one or two of the girls at work had some flowers sent to them. When I was asking around as well, they had their partners. We're going to take them out for dinner tonight, and some had their breakfast made for them and shit like that. I'm not sour or anything. I sound sour, but yeah, I just don't see the the importance of Valentine's Day. I think it's something like, I'm gonna go into that whole conspiracy theory about how fucking they make a lot of money. They just make up fucking days now. Not make up days now, but I feel as if it was just a made up day so they can generate some sales between Christmas and fucking Easter. But that's what happens. Yeah, today was good. Sorry, I feel like I'm blabbering on. But today was good. Today was productive. I did my morning routine. Had a good day at work. I had a text from a friend, a buddy. I hope he's watching this. That he also had a shitty morning yesterday, but he still went to work, and I hope he killed that day, because he conquered it more or less, because even though you have a shitty morning, it's quite easy to let that fucking ruin your day. But yeah, he sent me the text that he was able to relate, and I was so glad, because it just reminded me again that I'm not the only one that has fucking shitty days, or has a shitty morning, and very often it's so easy to just get caught up in your fucking head that you're the only person that is suffering. You know what I mean? Even though knowing full well other people suffer, I easily forget. And that's not to go and say that fucking I'm glad that people suffer, but it's good to know that other people can relate to something that annoys you. But I kind of pride myself in taking certain steps, actions. What the fuck happened to my voice? So actions that can take me out of that little fucking I guess, shitty mood. Look, other than that, I had a really good day. Again, did all my tasks at work. I left work early today, got my tires changed. I had an early dinner, and I was trying to think of every excuse not to go for my run this afternoon, because it was, well, I just didn't want to go for my run as usual. But then, literally the only thing that got me out of this, my apartment, was the fact that I had to do this video. It's becoming a thing now that, well, I don't want to say that I didn't do something that I said I was going to do. And fucking Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are usually my running days, so it's kind of keeping me accountable. The fact that I have to talk into this fucking camera and say whether I did something that was going to benefit me. But it's kind of nice. Look, I can't. And I ran further than I usually would, purely because I didn't want to do it. And yeah, it's weird. Sometimes I feel like, I never actually feel that runner's high that people talk about. The only time I feel good after a run is when I'm, standing in the shower, talking to myself, knowing full well that I completed. I don't get some fucking endorphin rush when I'm just walking. Like, I feel like shit afterwards. It's only when I'm got that water rushing down I know I'm going to be clean afterwards. I know that I can go and talk in front of this camera now and say that I did this task. That's where I feel good about it. But yeah, I feel shitty before it, I feel shitty during it, and I feel shitty straight after it. Like, I don't feel fucking refreshed and alive and shit like that. Fuck your runner's high. Man, I sound sour today. Shit. But, it's, I have to do what I have to do. So, let me talk about our quote today. And it's quite fitting to maybe my shitty ass mood. But it's a quote from Denzel Washington, and it just relates to the fact that what I'm doing at the moment, these little wins that I'm finding at work, before work, at work, during work, and then after work at the gym, or when I'm doing these runs. I don't do that. When I was back in Brisbane, I think I would go through maybe very not short. I would go to shorter-ish phases where I would be hitting the gym or doing jiu-jitsu or that's really all my physical activities. But I think the counteractive, the shitty habits that I had, especially with regards to drinking and shitty eating, would definitely counter it not tenfold, but maybe 2 or 3 times fold. So it balanced out. So I was disciplined in certain aspects of my life, but the undisciplined areas would definitely balance that out. Sounds like someone's outside. But as I'm doing these tasks these little routines here in Townsville, I find they're a bit more challenging. I have to go check what's outside. Okay, yeah, that's nothing. yeah, I just find it I'm finding it a bit more easier to be consistent, is what I'm trying to say. I just lost my train of thought. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. I'll just read this quote, and then hopefully I can relate it back to what I was talking about. But it goes a bit like this. It's from Denzel Washington. He did a bunch. I enjoy watching his speeches, either accepting an award or when he does a speech at a graduation ceremony. Fucking dimes. I don't know. He's just got a way of speaking that's so captivating, and he's got a lot of stoic beliefs about him. And he's just a no-nonsense type guy, and I really respect that. So his quote goes, "To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did." And I think that's more or less relating to a lot of the routines that I'm currently doing now. The morning one, being productive at work, setting small tasks and completing them to the best of my abilities. Being fairly blunt and honest, there's sometimes that I don't reach those tasks before 5 p.m. and I leave work. But I think it's the small wins as well. Again, morning routine, doing some of those tasks, coming home, going to the gym, or going for those runs. The shit that I don't want to fucking do, but I just do it. I am more or less in the process of just seeing where the fuck that takes me. Literally, because I have never been this consistent with something while being I've never been so consistent doing something like this in isolation. So we will see where this goes, especially with regards to that vision board. I've written some things on there now, and I'm excited to see. Not excited, I just want to see if these fucking tasks that I'm doing, these little routines that I've put in place, if consistency will take me to those places, to those goals that I don't think I can fucking reach. You know what I mean? But I want to get there. And I'm doing I'm setting these systems in place, and I need to execute it. I need to fucking execute it consistently, over and over and over again. I'm gonna fucking do it. Yeah. So to do something you never had, or to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Look, I hope whoever is listening to this, maybe it's something that you can relate back to a challenge or an issue or a task or even a habit that you're trying to implement. I'm not some fucking guru, but one thing I'm noticing is that it is so fucking helpful to hear when someone can relate to you. It just, I don't know what about it makes me feel fucking good, that the shit that I'm going through, other people are going through as well. And not just other people that are really fucking close to me. I just find a lot of encouragement from it. So if someone can take anything out of this, I hope it helps you just as much as it helps me. So look, I will leave you guys there. Happy Valentine's Day again, and I will see you tomorrow. Deuces.